okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're a little lost, and it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. So that's exactly how I would like to start this video today, by saying that it is okay to not be okay. So Saturday I have what I call an episode. One of those days when you feel really, 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 really down. And I posted something on my social media because I was, I guess, expressing myself. But I posted something. I posted this. And to be very honest with you, it was just one of those very bad days that sometimes we have, right? And I cry a lot. And I cry a lot. And then on Sunday, I woke up and I was exhausted. And I was exhausted because, sometimes when you really let go and you release a lot, then you're exhausted. But it's a good kind of exhausted. It's a kind of exhaustion. You see, after the storm, that always comes sunshine. Or at least if it's not sunshine, I believe it's clear, it's more clear. And when it's more clear, we can think more clearly. And when the dark clouds are not there, then we have more space and it's more clear and we can think with more clarity. The reason why I want to share this with you today is because a lot of you contact me for free because of what I do. A lot of you contact me, with advice, not about, just what crystal I can buy or what crystal is better for this or for that. But a lot of you, and I honor that very much, but you pour out your hearts to me and your emails and your texts when you contacted me, because in order, to say what you want to crystal, sometimes, you express what's going on in your life. And the thing that I realized that there is a lot of people out there, and it's a lot of people, and there is some, people that are even my own customers that are going through depression, that are sad, and are going through a lot of things, right? And I'm very honored for all of you to share that with me, because I always trying to encourage you. I always trying to give you advice, to cheer you up, even if it's just, something that I can say, or even just to brighten your day for a little bit, because sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes when you are in like a really dark space or in like a really bad moment, it's a little bit of hope, a little bit of light, like pick you up a little bit. So that's what I'm trying to do, right? So with this video, I wanted to share with you that it is okay not to be okay. That sometimes myself, I am not okay. That here in front of you, Anna Satya, Crystal Health Goddess, the woman behind Crystal Health Goddess, my business, is a woman that is a very, 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 very strong woman, trust me. But is an incredibly sensitive woman too. Incredibly sensitive woman too. And I'm very sensitive, I believe, because I have gone through a lot of shit in my life. Like a whole lot of shit, right? And I know very, very well what it is, to experience profound pain, trauma, and a lot of, bad things that happens to humans when we come into this, wonderful world, right? And to experience our humanity. So today, I'm going to share a little more with you who is Anna Satya and the two women that I see in myself, the two women that live within myself, right? So there is Anna Satya, which is incredibly sensitive being, incredibly sensitive, and I feel things so profoundly, like so profoundly. People pain, people emotions, I feel them so deeply. and not in a bad way, not in necessarily in a bad way or that it hurt me. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that I feel people's pain. I feel people's pain. I feel people's emotion because I know how it feels. Because that sensitiveness that I have, and for me to be able to feel things so much, is because I have experienced a lot of pain in my life, like a whole ton of pain in my life, right? It has built up an extraordinary amount of compassion. I have so much compassion. Sorry. I have so much compassion for people's pain and for people's suffering because I know the way it feels. Because I know the way it feels like so much, right? So there is a part of me that is extremely sensitive and is extremely emotional, right? And that's the part of me that knows, right, that I'm still in my own healing, right? I still dealing with a lot of things and I haven't made peace with it and I need healing and then I know I have a lingering trauma, right, for all the things, that happens to me. And then there is this other part of me, which is my spirit, which I believe is a warrior spirit. I know I have a warrior spirit inside of me. I know that. So when I was a little girl, when I was 6 years old exactly, I was dealing with something horrible that no child should ever have to deal with. And, it's to be in sexual abuse by a member of your family. And I spoke up and I told what was happening to me, and nothing got done. Life, continued as normal and normal for everybody else, not for me. But anyway, that spirit of mine, that warrior spirit of mine, who showed me that it was there for me when nobody else was, is the same one, is that energy that I have inside of me, right? Is that power that I have inside of me that made me on my own having to protect myself to the point that I will sleep with a knife under my pillow when I was a little girl to avoid to be abused. So imagine a little girl so young and having to be protecting yourself of as old men, right, wanted to do things to you, right? So that's how strong was my spirit. And since then, right, my spirit, I left my, my family house in Spain very early. That's a different story, right? But since that, my spirit rose when I was 6 years old and say, no, this is not going to be done to me anymore. So I will protect myself, right? And I did that. And that's when my spirit showed me how incredibly strong I was. But with the years and all of the experience that I have lived, and my spirit guiding me, that strong spirit has guided me to survive, a lot of things, all my life. That 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 developed that other side of me, that other woman that is in me, the warrior, right? The warrior goddess. But that warrior goddess, because of all of the pain that it has experienced, it has a lot of anger too, right? Because pain translates into anger, right? Unresolved pain result in anger, and that's how it's expressed sometimes, with anger. So that anger, right, can come up sometimes, and on top of that, from Spain, I have a very strong, personality. well, I think I was forced maybe to have a strong personality, but I've been, my life since I was a little girl, very rebellious. I always fought basically every single man in my family, my grandfather, my father, my brother, everybody in one way or another. So that anger, right, sometimes it shows up. So, and I always have difficulty in balancing that in a way of how to show, right? Because imagine, like a side of me, I will show you, is that beautiful, incredibly compassionate Mother Teresa de Calcutta who wants just to save people and hug them and love them and tell them everything is gonna be okay. But then there is this other side of me that is so powerful, that has such strong, powerful energy, right? That, you know, so I'm that. I am those two things, right? I am those two things combined, right? So then those two personalities, those two characters reside inside of me. The extremely sensitive, compassionate, and emotional person that I am. But then, is the warrior goddess, that powerful spirit that that gives me that energy to keep going and to say, fuck, no, no, and you can keep going and you're gonna do that. And when I am feeling down and when the sensitive part of me, the one that is holding the pain and the trauma, right, it expresses itself. And maybe, I'm experiencing one of those days, like on Saturday. And, one of those hard days, right? One of those days when you don't feel that things are okay. Or one of those days when you feel that things are not okay, that things are out of control, or then you don't have control over your life, or then you are not in the place that you would like to be, or that you have unresolved issues, or a lot of pain, or things that you don't know how to release, right? Because we all have them. So the reason why I feel depressed or that I'm going through a midlife crisis now that I reached to 50, to be very honest with you, is because I'm not doing exactly what I love to do, what I would like to be doing, which is help women, which is to motivate women, which is to empower women. And even though having all the experience that I have had and having lived in different countries and having done everything on my own as a single woman, as a single mother, there is so much that I know that I could share and that I could offer to you that could really empower you, really. But I'm not doing it. Because then there is this other side of me, right, which is the wounded, the sensitive, the emotional one, the one that is still doing its own healing, right? The one that still hurts sometimes, the one that feels down sometimes, And instead of focusing more and I wait, let me get back because this is very important. I am so incredibly proud of myself. And as Satya, the goddess, the spirit that is within me, the one that has protected me and guided me to be a warrior and to fight through everything in life, I admire her so much. And I have so much respect for this woman. But I tend to focus more on the other side, in the one that is not healed, in the inner child, in my little girl that is hurting to this day, right? So then I think, how am I going to help, motivate, inspire women with I haven't healed myself yet, when I'm still hurt, when I still cry sometimes, when I have days that I have PTSD, you know what I mean, to this day. So, because I have that battle into, my warrior goddess telling me like, but that's exactly what you're missing. That is exactly what I'm missing. And I think this Sunday, for the first time, maybe I kind of like realize that that's what my spirit tells me, the part that I'm missing, that's my talent, that's my gift, that sensitiveness that I have, that incredible compassion that I have. You see, that feeling emotion so deeply, right? Oh my God, here it comes. You see, I'm telling you, it's like, whoa, she's there. Oh, but I don't but I feel like this side is like I need to hide it, right? Like, no. So, okay. But then, okay, so maybe on this video, you're gonna see my two personalities, my two selves coming together on the same video. Because the emotional one, like can pop up on any time. And then is the warrior one who pushed me through. And I feel that way. I really feel that way. I feel that my sensitiveness, I feel that my compassion, I feel that being so emotional is a gift. It's a gift because it allows me to be so incredibly caring. Oh my God. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Before, you see, when my sensitiveness come out, when my emotions come out, I kind of like associate it with something that is not good and I need to hide, or that, I'm traumatized and how are you going to come up to the world like that? But my warrior God is telling me, but girl, no, that's your gift. That's your gift. Because we don't have so many people in this world and care so much. All right, put your shit together. Oh my goodness. And then there is this other voice, right? And then this other part of me that tells me that the best way to healing yourself is to healing others. The best way to help yourself is by helping others. And the funny thing is that the only thing I have ever wanted to do in my life is to help others, is to help other women. But I don't see my gifts as a talent, and I see them as a vulnerability, And I think now, for the very first time in my life, maybe because, I'm doing that. I'm opening up. I'm sharing, things with you that I have never shared before. Because I realize that I cannot wait. You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy, right? So then I decided to do something that makes me feel happy. So there is this program, everybody knows this program, American Got Talent, Britain Got Talent, I don't care what kind of talent, but if, when you get the golden buzzer and, the golden star falling, and that moment of happiness, of intense happiness, of somebody in that moment feeling so loved, so appreciated, so valued, so cherished, so celebrated, that intense love that people feel in that moment, it creates so much happiness in me, but it makes me cry so much. I pour my heart out watching, you know, every time somebody gets the golden basset. And this weekend, I guess my spirit driving me along. I ended watching one of my favorite videos of American Got Talent, which is the one that I am choosing to close this video with, because Nightbirde inspired me to make this video. Actually, she reminded me something that she says, and it's so incredibly powerful, and especially coming from somebody like her. And if you don't know her story, please watch it. It's very sad, but it's very, very beautiful. And what she says is that you can wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. And I am at that point myself. So I am very grateful of her to remind me that. I wanted to end the video with that, and also a part of the song that she wrote herself, which is incredibly beautiful and very inspiring. She's an incredibly inspiring young lady that unfortunately is no longer with us, but she left a very, very beautiful legacy. And in that legacy, she said that for us, so we can take that with us. And that is that we cannot wait until life isn't hard anymore before we decide to choose to be happy. So I want to be happy. I'm sure you want to be happy. So let's be happy together. That's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk and for listening. And I love you. I really do.
If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. Oh, it's alright to be lost sometimes.
Wow. After the way you just almost casually told us what you're going through, and you know.
You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy.
I have a 2% chance of survival, but 2% is not 0%. 2% is something, and I wish people knew how amazing it is.
Isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy.